address the meeting.
Thank you, Shivani.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning, everyone present over here, learned faculty members and other student friends. Today's guest of honor, Mr. Bhubadi Jayaraman sir. Once again, I welcome you for this inaugural session of our department association meeting. Thank you for accepting our invitation, sir, once again.
Good morning, sir. It's my
Good
pleasure.
morning. Good morning. So the world has changed a lot, especially in the past 1.5 years, and the economy has highly distorted, and now it is slightly in the path of recovery. Because of that economy shattering, many things have changed in the world, especially we are realizing from our home, our own entire business, whether it's a work from home or a study from home, even purchasing our vegetables, our regular commodities, your medicines, your gadgets, your entertainment, even a theater, or of course our education. So it has dramatically changed in the past 1 year and highly influenced in our lives. The important component which you have missed all those days is the social interaction. That is very much required at this part of your age, and we have missed out substantially in the year. And this type of an association activities, probably it will enhance you to have a more social interaction in the coming days. I used to say that there are 3 important competencies which are required for any student graduate to be graduated. The technical competency, which is our regular curriculum and the syllabus will conveys you that knowledge to be acquired in your particular domain. In your case, it is the mechatronics. Whereas the managerial competency and the other behavioral competencies, which are the very vital and important aspect of it in your career, which only will shape you how to move or how to work in an environment, to operate in a team or so. So these competencies as a student you should acquire. It is the knowledge alone will not serve the purpose anymore in this to live in this world. So to this type of an association, the activities which you are promoting to participate in different events probably enhance or honing your particular skills to come up in a better way in your life. Apart from this regular knowledge acquirement, there are plenty of opportunities and potentials that has been opened up during this pandemic, especially the certifications. It may be MIT edX or Coursera from Stanford or NPTEL, of course, from our IITs. So our college has forerun, and lot many students and faculty members have engaged in this type of certifications, and they did very well. In fact, many of our faculty members also have acquired a very good certifications with a lot of laurels. And many students, even whether it is within the curriculum or beyond the curriculum, they also acquired a lot many knowledge in this year. These are the value additions which is expected by any of the companies when you are going outside to shape up your career. So these are the opportunities again in front of you. You try to exploit it. You try to explore it. You have to gain it more in the coming years, which is also supportive in our curricular framework, which is a unique conceive, design, implement, and operate, which is having a unique framework or a curriculum compared to the other conventional curriculum, which means you can do a lot with your hands-on training in a way that it gives you a confidence to go more with an hands-on skills with our CDIO framework. Other than this, nowadays the companies and other even government agencies, a lot many competition and contests are being floated continuously. One or the other week, one or the other day, either a corporate companies or government agencies are come up with different competitions called hackathons, quizathon, or cyclathon. Likewise, many thons are coming nowadays to fuel your thoughts and ideas to become a success. To my remembrance, last year, one of your senior, probably the present final year or the students who have passed out, the Niranjan Rajan team, the present final year have participated at a national level, and they stood and they have won the 3rd prize at the national level, which is a phenomenal, which is not an easier task when you participate in this type of event at a national level. So, which mean your ideas are being recognized continuously at a various forum. That is what you should understand from this type of a contest. It is not winning or losing a game, but at the same time, you are getting a learning experience out of all these problems you are encountering. As an engineer, everybody knows that you have to contribute to the society in a much bigger way. So, at an early stage, if you realize this type of problems and it's encountering and providing a solution through your analytical and other knowledge which you acquired during your studies, definitely it is going to help you in a much broader way. Other than this, our department have recently accredited with all your efforts and support. This year, March month, our accreditation team from the National Board of Accreditation visited us, and we got a good grading in this. For 3 years, we got an accreditation with a good score. In fact, and at the same time, the recent national institutional ranking, we stood 71 at the national level, which all conveys or tells you about your credentials. In one sense, it is not a one-man show, that it is a collective effort the college has made from each and every department. That mechatronics contribution is much more, and we have you have brought a lot many laurels to the department and the institution. And there are many unique things which are happening that you can gain a lot out of this, especially the person from the industry. They are running a 1 or 2 credit courses. Now the student side, they are giving a lot many responses in that aspect, and more such courses are online, and it gives a lot many exposure in the cutting edge areas, and further it led to your further internship, and many cases even they got a very good placements over there. And on the other side, the higher studies aspect of it, many of your seniors, even after completion or 1 or 2 years after joining the job, they also entered a very reputed universities in the European countries and other nations for their pursuing their higher studies. So the opportunities and the potentials are more. The only thing is, if you have a will and a confidence to explore more on you, especially to shape up your career, this is an ideal platform that association will definitely help you, support you in different activities and events. Thereby, you get a required training to come up your life. With this brief words, I think our chief guest, Mr. Bhupati Jayaraman, will enhance you, will tell you about the happenings in the industry to give you more thoughts and ideas what is happening within the industry. Thank you very much, sir, and thank you all. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir, for the nice words and the intro. You said so many things about the college, what it is doing. It's clear now, sir.
Yeah.
You hear me? Okay.
You are clear, sir. Please proceed.
Okay. So it is nice to hear. As such, TCE, Thiagarajar College of Engineering, is one of the top colleges from a long time. It has, a lot of history and importance to it. So now also you're doing great with the current advancements in the technology and also in the education scene. Not only in the technology and the industry, also the education scene has seen education area has seen a lot of changes. We could say, when you say developments, it's also change. It's yeah. So good thing is change is a sign of growth. We all know from biology. Yeah, only a change is actually the sign of growth. Okay, so I have got a few slides. I will use that as props to get along with the. I think in the agenda there was something else also, sir, before this.
Yeah, Professor Manikandan? Professor?
Sir, yes, sir. We will give a small intro about the guests.
Yeah, please. Introduce him first. Sorry.
Yeah,
Carry on.
it's okay.
Please move on. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Just to you can go according to the agenda. Not a problem. I'll just join when you the address
Mani,
comes.
please take over the proceeding.
Yes, sir. Swati,
Yes, sir.
go, sir.
Yes, sir. The harder you work for something, the greater you will feel when you achieve it. Fortunately, we have such a successful person with us. I now invite our General Secretary, Mr. Vishal, to give a small intro of our chief guest.
Good morning, everyone. I, Vishal from Mechatronics Department, extend my warm welcome to all of them present here for the Mechatronics Association 2021-2022 inaugural function. I, on behalf of entire student, would like to thank our chief guest of honor, Mr. Bhupati Jayaraman, for taking his precious time out and gracing the occasion with his presence. Even though he needs no introduction, I want to say that he is a man of hard work and gained his current position with energy and commitment. I find immense pleasure in introducing our honorable chief guest, Mr. Bhupati Jayaraman, who has rich IT experience of 22 years, including lean transformation consultancy, technology consulting supporting sales, project management, domain expertise in banking and financial service, and technical expertise in mainframe frame technology, including 8+ years in BFSI experience to add value to the organization. He completed his undergraduate degree in BE Computer Science and Engineering from Bharathiar University in 1998. He started his professional career as senior developer in HCL Technologies from August 1998 to November 2002. He then moved on as an associate in Cognizant Technology Solution from November 2002 to December 2006. He was senior modernization consultant in relative technology from December 2006 to May 2008. He was project manager in Sensor Technology from June 2008 to March 2010. He is currently working as senior project manager in Robert Bosch Engineering and Business Solution Limited in Coimbatore from 2011. We give you our warmest welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishal. Success is not just about what you accomplish in your life, it's about what you inspire others to do. With these words, I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr. Bhupati Jayaraman, to address the meeting. Sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that introduction, because you will know what it is. So good. So I have some few slides. It's not many. I'm expecting a good amount of interaction. It's just few in the sense it's just 4 slides of content. Okay. Other than that, it is one intro slide and the ending slide only. So I rely on you for the interactions. You can stop me anytime for any questions. It's not like anything I have something to complete, only then you can ask your questions, nothing like that. So let me present my okay. Let me go with the entire screen. 1 minute. Okay. So you're able to see the presentation?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, this is what it is. I'm starting with your, mechatronics as a discipline and branch of study. It's interesting in many ways. Can some of you tell what is special about your branch?
Sir, it is interdisciplinary.
Hello? It is interdisciplinary. Yes. Then? Why it is important to be interdisciplinary? Why it is it good to be interdisciplinary, or just to be separate, the mechanical, electronics?
It is good to be interdisciplinary because we will be learning different engineering concepts in a single domain. So definitely it is good.
Good. It's yeah. I also wanted to tell that in the beginning, because as most of you have taken this as a choice, when you always had different branches to take, you have taken this branch of mechatronics, which is already combination of mechanical and electronics. See, in reality, if you see any usable product, it is not coming out from just one mechanical engineer or electrical engineer or electronics engineer. No, it is coming from many people putting their best together, and then it comes out as a usable product. You can take anything for that matter. It's not just coming out from one particular discipline expert. Okay, do you agree on that?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Yeah, one example is the car itself, because we are from automotive, Bosch. Since I am from Bosch, you will expect something from the background. So from the car itself, we are mostly into automotive, like 60-70% of what we do is in automotive. Many people don't know actually, because many people what they know is some of those power tools and things like that, where our branding is on the outside. We are a tier 1 supplier to many of the automotive, almost all we could say, even to the latest Tesla, to the earlier OEMs like Volkswagen, BMW, everything from what do you say, our even our Indian OEMs, Mahindra, Suzuki, almost we work with all the OEMs in different capacities. Basically, we have everything to make a car, but we don't do it because we are a tier 1 supplier. It is a conflict of interest. So we can give every technology required to make a car for any OEM, from the exhaust systems, the steering systems, the powertrain, every thing is there. So Bosch starts off with that ignition, fuel ignition systems. It started off with the spark plug, many of you might have known, and also the different ignition systems in different automotives. And CRDA is, of course, our patented thing. Wherever you see the CRDA badge in any car, it is supplied by Bosch. Even ABS, we have many of the ABS might have been coming from us only. ABS system. So this is how it operates. As a tier 1 supplier, you supply subsystems as a whole. There might be different models to do that, but that's how we come. That's how we say it's 70% of our business in automotive. Yeah. So if you take a car, it is not coming just from a mechanical engineer or automobile engineer. You all know there is a lot of coding there. If you take a new car and a new computer you're buying, there is more amount of code in a car. Okay, if you buy a computer, there's going to be operating system and a few basic softwares might come with it. Okay, operating system usually comes with it, right? It has some amount of coding there, right? Amount of code in a new computer and a new car. If you compare, it is it's a lot in the car. So much of embedded system code is there in the car. Okay, this is about computer science I'm telling. There is then if you see, there is a lot of mechatronics involved. Yeah, your mechatronics is more about sensors and actuators, right? It's entire automation is about sensors and actuators. You have some sort of sensors, and then with that you are going to do some work or other. You are going to activate some mechanical movement or something like that. So it is entirely with so much of this is there. Electrical is there, even chemical engineering is there with the fuel. Ignition and other things. We are going about with a lot of chemical engineering to start with. It's a lambda constant, the fuel mixture, and of course it doesn't when you talk about fuel mixture, we are actively checking the fuel mixture after it is burnt. How much of fuel is burnt and how much is not burnt. Based on that, it is there is an active control system to adjust the next fuel injection. That is how we are bringing about efficiency of fuel efficiency. So the fuel efficiency, the last mile of fuel efficiency, or more than half of it, what we have seen, the advancements, mostly it has happened by software. Not just software, of course, with electronics and all the things which has to go with it. Yeah. Yeah, software is the code and the logic we write there, but how it is actually in practice is with the electronics. and the control systems. So to just give an example, we have a fuel injection. There are in some cases there are 3, 4, 5 pre-injections and so many post-injections also. All this is actively in real time controlled so that there is a best fuel efficiency and also the power delivery. Yeah. And then if you take the chemical engineering of the car, it's more of the, even the batteries, lithium ion is what is more popular now, but there is a lot of research going on in aluminum, aluminum and also sodium. So much things are going on. There is actually explosion of innovation happening. Yeah. And also in the fuel itself, hydrogen fuel is also being explored in a big way. Yeah, even recently, many OEMs have given their outlook on how much they are going to try on that. Everybody is trying something or other on hydrogen fuel as well. So it's all so many of the engineering disciplines are working together to bring out a usable product. Car is a very complex product, and it's also a very high value product when compared to any other products which could be there. But even the smallest product will involve a lot of interdisciplinary effort into it. So from that aspect, I really appreciate all of you for being already in this kind of interdisciplinary branch of your choice. Good. I appreciate you for that, and all the best. So, and science is about knowing. Yeah. When we say knowing, there are different ways of knowing. That is what we should be very much aware of it. It's not just reading. It's not just listening. Of course, this happens to be the main and the more traditional ways of acquiring knowledge. But of course, by also observing the world, as engineers, we should have very good observation. This is what my HOD told us when we were in college. I remembered that, and I also wanted to tell you that engineers should have very good observation of the world around you, and how things are already in place, and also what can be done more. Just, of course, first of all, we need to understand what is already there, the engineering in it, and you should have a engineering mindset in looking at all the things around you. That is very important. And of course, this is not about just knowing. Engineering is about doing. So your this association should help you to do more by way of projects, or as your HOD pointed out, different activities. There are so many opportunities currently. It's, of course, your will, and you're able to collaborate with other colleagues of yours to try out many activities is what I wish for you. And also try to collaborate with other department friends also for certain projects. That should also happen. If you're not thought about that, you should be thinking of such kind of projects also. Yeah. Okay, so a few of the trends I just listed out, which I thought would be relevant to mention and talk with you. One is, of course, robotics. Robotics is already a very much established field. Okay, you can't say it is new anymore. It's a very much established thing, and it's going at the next level of development. Okay, from manufacturing, industry 4.0 is talking about it's actually not just talking, it's already implemented in many places. It's a lot of industrial automation in manufacturing is happening. Of course, most of the cars which we already pay a huge sum to buy is fully automated. If you take a BMW car, if you go to the factory, you would see big robotic arms just pressing it to make the basic frame. There is no people involved there. In the sense, they're going for this automation because it's so precise and it is highly efficient. And for all many other factors, we are going for a lot of automation, and it has already happened in most part of the world. So it is only going to increase. And we also talk about many other applications for robotics, from helper robots to even the robots which can make complex surgeries with lesser error than the human doctors could do. There are many other applications. Of course, I've just mentioned these two to give a perspective and also to open up um, um, a frame to discuss and talk. So, yeah. And we are also talking about cobots. Yeah, cobots are also being employed. Cobots are nothing but robots working as colleagues with humans. Yeah, they are working alongside humans in
Excuse me, sir.
any sort of work. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
slide doesn't seem to change.
Oh, it didn't change. Okay.
Yes.
The slides are not moving, sir.
Okay.
Now it's moving, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, then I will not go to that this mode. I will keep it like this only. I will not go to the slideshow mode. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
It is readable now. Maybe I'll make this little more smaller. Then it should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, now it is readable, sir. No.
Okay. The earlier slide you saw, right? This one you saw, right?
No, sir,
sir,
it was
no.
just in the introduction page.
Okay. Okay. This was the earlier slide I had when I was talking about these things. But okay, don't miss anything here. It's only right.
Okay, sir.
Fine. We can go here. Yeah, these are the things I listed here to talk with you today. Yeah, one is the robotics. We just talked about the different applications from manufacturing to surgeries, and also now we are at cobots, right? Like bots are the robots which can work as colleagues alongside humans. Okay, so such things are called cobots. They're, see, look at the trust on the technology. How there is always a fear, right? When you're working with a machine, can it harm? They are talking about this kind of cobots also. So the trust on the technology is improving. It's increasing phenomenally. We are already trusting technology in a big way, but for these things, it is going to the next level, really. So it's a very happening time. So many things are happening. So we should be excited about it, and also very aware of all the advancements, because we are in the technology. We should be very open to knowing what are all the advancements. Knowing very in detail is one thing, but knowing about the awareness is a must for everybody. Of course, hope we will not miss those things if we are simply aware of it. Okay. What I would say with robotics is highly configurable bots along with autonomous vehicles and drones. Autonomous vehicles means self-driving vehicles, right? That is also a lot of things are happening. Hope you guys are following such advancements, the news and other publications on that. News itself is enough, because if you look at the right kind of news, then you will get the required updates, I would suppose. Of course, in some areas where you wanted to go deep, of course you will go. But generally, for the awareness, even in the social media, if you are reading the right content, that it's going to be prompting the same kind of similar content more and more. So it's not like our times when we had to go looking for where do I get that information, all that. If you're looking at the right information, it's going to even amplify it, right? That's how the social media is working. Whatever content we see, same content, similar content, it's going to be prompting. Yeah. So see, this highly configurable bots along with autonomous vehicles and drones could be a big changer. They will be able to do almost every physical work possible. Yeah. Well, when we say highly configurable, you could make some changes on that for the required application easily. That kind of robots is going to become more popular. So yeah, so that's a statement I wanted to make. Of course, when you talk about configurability, it is there in everywhere. Even when you see those manufacturing assembly lines, those have become very easily configurable these days. If you see Mahindra, you would see, I was really surprised with the number of variants they are coming up with. For every variant, you're supposed to make a separate assembly line, right? It involves a huge cost. And for the cost involved in making a separate line, you can reap the investment only by making so many units. There's going to be an economy of scale to it, right? But only if you make so many numbers, you will be able to reap the investment made. But currently, with the advancements in this technology and practices in making this configurable assembly lines, they are able to make the changes in the assembly lines very easily with minimum cost and minimum changes. That is why you see so many variants easily coming out from the OEMs. Especially, I was really surprised with the Mahindra coming out with so many variants. That caught my attention. Maybe there are some other OEMs also doing so many. That is all becoming possible because of the configurability in the design. Okay, so I just wanted to mention that. The drones are also a big thing. We see a lot of applications. It's becoming more and more trusted. We are also seeing here and there they are already used for delivery. Yeah, in real world applications, they are trying out deliveries or the packet like Amazon or any other doorstep deliveries are happening by drones. And even autonomous vehicles are looked at as a big for application for the doorstep delivery. Yeah, of course there are many other applications, but that is also widely tried. You could see that. And in the automotives, EVs are a big phenomenon now. It's everybody's going electric. All the OEMs are going towards it. When you say electric, it's not just the motor and the the battery. Of course, the main thing is that, but with the batteries itself, there are so many innovations happening. We were talking of lithium ion as a only source. Now they are exploring many other sources for even the batteries. A lot of innovation is happening. You could watch out there. It could give you inspiration for some of your projects, or just awareness and that inspiration itself is good for you to go ahead with your usual subject of study also. We have drive assist and autonomous driving. Let's see, the autonomous driving is you have different levels of autonomous driving and drive assist. Even currently, the September 15, 2 days back, Aster came out, right? MG Aster was, it has come out with level 2 drive assist. Okay, that's a first for India, and I'm happy and proud to say Bosch is involved in that, in providing that technology to MG to bring out that Aster. Drive assist in the sense there is driver drowsiness detection technologies there. If the driver dozes off, it will watch out the eyes and the face, and it will alert the driver. Such kind of things is there, and of course the collision avoidance, forward collision avoidance technology is there. If it goes very near the earlier vehicle, it will little bit of make some brakes. These are all very interesting technology, and it will look you could go and see how these things are implemented. Okay, when you go with an interesting product, it will not be like it will be it doesn't take so much of effort. You'll happily read it and know it. So just go with whatever is interesting to know a little more deeper about it, how they are implementing such things. Even ABS is a very interesting technology, how it is implemented. Just as a concept you might be knowing, but to go into it to see what all is involved in implementing it, what all sensors are involved. There are so many sensors involved. What sort of control system is involved in the technology, so those subsystems. All this are very interesting areas to study. Yeah. There are with the sensors, so many things are there. I know I just know little because, as you know, my background it's from computer science, and I just come out here. And of course, I've gone into manufacturing plant also doing that lean management. I've done this lean management for the last 4 5 years. From that management consultancy wise, I've gone into every other departments in our company. So I have a kind of overview. Of course, not very deep knowledge. I could give you pointers here and there, and I could, yeah, in general, I could give a lot of consultancy. I do coaching and other things. As your HOD mentioned on the soft skills side, that's my specialty. I do trainings and management consultancy in that also. Okay, so on the technology side, I'm giving some outlook. You could ask any unconventional questions also. Because the questions can't be stupid, only the answers can be, and so the risk is on me. So you can ask any questions you want, yeah, anytime. So these are the things I am listing out here, and of course, IoT, Internet of Things. You know what it is. It's about the different things having some. It's a combination of sensor and some sort of intelligence and the network of those things. That's what IoT basically means. Yeah, Internet of Things. And we are also talking about AIoT. This artificial intelligence combined with IoT is another area which is happening big time. And edge computing, many of you would have been knowing about it. It's about having the the decision making, processing logic, those intelligence happening very near the node of where this sensors and actuators are there. Instead of having a very centralized place where it is happening, there's going to be a lot of time delay. When we're talking about time delay, of course, we are talking in milliseconds and microseconds. For the kind of applications we are talking about, the cycles are in such a such a low time frame where the entire thing has to happen. The control system, the data has to go. We'll have to process and do the necessary action. With such kind of reliability, only we are all talking about this autonomous driving and the cobots and everything. So it's not like simply that reliability comes with lot of intricate works. It's like a lot of thorough work is happening. That's how it happens. So for now, you should know what all happening and how it is happening. Yeah, when you come to organization, it's of course we have ways and means of having such things happening in a structured manner. It's not like it may not be very difficult when it is happening in an organization, but for you to know as students, these are all interesting use cases and applications. So that is from that aspect I am pointing it out. Yeah. And 3D printing is also going big way. So the building and other things are also happening, and many of the sometimes you always see they come up with an entire big product made out of 3D printing. So when here it's a lot of materials, innovation with materials is involved, and also the technology how they do it. So it's really opening up so many things. It's like any part of you, if it can be 3D printed, then the cost of inventory is going to be almost zero. Yeah. So these are all opening up so many dimensions where it can impact business and technology in a big way. So just think about that as well. Not just the technology. What is the business impact and how it can impact the entire ecosystem. That's also other perspectives which you can think of when you think of any of the areas we're talking about. Yeah, the basics is sensors and actuators. So when there are so many trends going on, getting your basics right is very much important. So just I wanted to reiterate there. Whatever is there in your syllabus, you getting all your basics concepts right is very important. If you take Europe, when we get to go to some of our colleagues are there in Germany and other things, right? The basic science understanding for them is very much uh, uh, very much high. We don't have that kind of a basic science understanding. Many of the time we are have to admit that. So that is giving a big edge. Actually, yeah, the basic science, if it is physics or chemistry, how they have understood and they are able to apply it, how they are able to look at it, is there is a big gap between the basic understanding of us and them. Of course, we are good at the logic. IT, Indians are the best. Nobody is able to do that. Everybody is, even though they do the ITs, the IT and the software, they are not as good as us. Okay, somehow we are a little more having an edge over there in that ability of doing this logic things. Yeah. So there is also, when we say everybody is equal, but there is also some traits which happens to be different. So being aware of those might be good sensitization, I would say, if it is a cross-cultural sensitization, or generally how that's how things are. The Chinese and the Japanese, they are more dexterous. They are able to do many things with the hands, many intricate things. By nature, they are able to do it. Yeah. Simple, without any differences. If you see, some abilities are quite different. Okay, that's on the other side of it, but this is what I thought. I will just list it out. Any questions here? Anything you wanted to also share, or something interesting you wanted to ask, or hello, are you with me?
Yes, sir. I have a question, sir.
Okay.
You spoke about the various technologies and scope for robotics, and I have the question which I wanted to ask was that in countries like Japan and others, it is pretty common to see cobots and other industrial robots in day-to-day life apart from the industries. In India, what do you think is lagging behind so that we are not up to the we're not technologically that much updated?
First of all, I don't know whether it is so common there. I went to Japan for a 3-month thing, and in one electronics supermarket kind of thing, there was a robo there, and it was kind of greeting people and all that. So that much only I saw about the common prevalence of anything. So it is not as simple as it sounds. It's not very common and all, because it comes with the cost. The economy of every country is designed in such a way that something cannot just like that go common, because such things can disrupt the economy in a big way. So it is still quite pricey product and things like that only. And also people don't adopt such things commonly into their lives. We might see some videos here and there, but it is not that common, I would think. And when it comes to India, it will be equally common, I would say, in the sense, see, if you talk about the luxury cars or the high-end cars, the numbers we see in India is also quite high. If you really look at the actual numbers, it's very high. It is so. Likewise, when bots and robots are coming up, it will have a good amount of acceptance, and people ready to buy it and use it will be good numbers. So I don't see a big difference there.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, or shall we move to the next?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Okay.
Sir, after increase of petrol price, I think about the electric vehicles. Why they are not popular in India? That like I should take about some notes, sir. But I gathering that India's major electricity is produced by coal, up to 60 to 70%. Another than renewable energy is upcoming solar like that. So you can make one chart of a petrol vehicle per year, 7,500 kilometers which can be traveled. It released 36.5 kg of an CO2 per year.
Okay.
In compared to e-vehicle, it can be 300 kgs, because only we can produce the electricity from coal up to 60 to 70%. That like, and after another main problem is an lithium-ion battery.
Okay.
Lithium-ion battery is high in cost, and also if we want to make an lithium-ion powder, if we want to not in worldwide, in some separate place. So we want to drill up to 1,002 feet. Like we want to make a drilling continuously. So if we want 1 ton of lithium-ion powder, we want to waste up to 1 lakh of water, 1 to 2 lakh of water. It also it's cost to harmful to environment, and we are not able to reuse, and or it's maybe blasted, and it's only
yeah.
only
Even
it's
disposing is a problem, right? Yeah, it's not that easy. Yeah.
and it's only 7,500 cycles per battery life. Only we can charge 8,000 times its life of a battery. So it's have also have a resale value less, and compared to normal vehicle, it's a high in price. So these have many drawbacks have been opposed in e-vehicles, sir.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I understand from what you said. It's quite complex, right? First of all, we talk about the this fossil fuels, the electricity from fossil fuels, and the renewable sources like solar and wind, such things. And another thing is even this electric vehicle for example, this lithium ion battery making itself, is it that green, or even they talk about how to recycle it. It's recycling lithium ion batteries. You're talking about 7,500 cycles of charging, right? After that, there's going to be a huge amount of lithium ion batteries which needs to be recycled. Even that is not an easy thing without harming the environment. So there are complex points here and there. When you talk about fossil fuels, then there is also technology coming to capture carbon from the atmosphere into making the bricks. You see that also, right? And have you, some of you, seen that? Yeah, I've seen some of the places they are trying to capture excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and making it into bricks. I've at least seen 2-3 articles about it where they actually implement it. So when there is a problem, there is many ways of there are many factors which can control it. There is a problem once we can reduce it or increase the alternative thing. There are many ways to do it. So even in each of these ways, each of these factors, each of the dimensions, also a lot of technology advancement is happening. So it's quite complex to say, is really EV vehicle greener than other this fossil fuel vehicles like petrol or diesel? Is a complex question to answer, a difficult question. But on the whole, the entire industry is somehow going electric. Okay. So they must have done some study and things, is what I believe. Okay, there are many factors which go into such things. Even with the fuel, it was not required that we have to look at this alternative fuels only now. But there could have been many geopolitical and also economic factors which made us, stuck with this petrol and diesel as fuel alone. Even the fuel engineering has not happened so much with the in tune with what we had done with the vehicle engineering. Fuel, there could have been many things happened with the fuel itself, right? That did not happen. So yeah, somebody saying something?
No, sir.
Yeah, so things are like that. So you can take a perspective, of course, the common perspective. Then you go with the where there is demand and where we are going to apply. Okay, when you do something, somebody has to pay it. Okay, say pay it to buy it. So such factors also should be considered. That's what I would say. Does it answer, or is it very vague?
No, sir. I need some clarity, sir.
Okay. See, the EVs, people have even today I saw news, the article saying in some country by 2035 they are going to stop all the fuel, fossil fuel vehicles. Only electric vehicles can be registered in one of the states of US, I think New York or something. There it was there. Uh, Even then, there are some advantages, and the trend has moved. That's what I would say. It doesn't mean that it's going to. When a movement happens, it is not. Even further changes can happen, but people have decided to move to electric. Okay, that is sure. The big way of movement towards electric is happening. Even if you don't say on the overall, this electric vehicle is not. Is it really that green? Might be a question, but if for places like Delhi where the pollution is very high, even their electric vehicle is going to be useful, because when the electricity produced is somewhere else, at least the pollution at that area is going to be controlled. So for whatever reason, people are going electric. So yeah, so there might be hybrids going on, even the hydrogen fuel cells. Even I think Tesla, Nikola, right? Nikola has announced that hydrogen fuel cell truck. They're going for a hydrogen fuel powered truck. So things will happen wherever technological advancements are happening. The way forward could be different, but people are moving. That's clear. Even I don't know. So it's a I don't know why it is happening, but it is happening because it was already stagnation. Maybe with the same technology, we were stuck too long. It did not progress at the same rate as the technology progress. There was, I really feel, there was an artificial curb on any of those innovations happening, because it involves a huge economic disruption. Many of you might be knowing oil is controlling the world economy, right? If that does that, so that is immediately not going to be the controlling factor. There could be a big disruption. So for many such factors also, this kind of advancements in technology could have been selectively controlled, is my view. So anyway, now there is an explosion. There's going to be some change. OEMs and the big corporates have really gone towards EVs, so the trend is going to happen that way also. So that's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now we'll go to the next one. We are at 11:56. It's okay. If you're also okay with the time, I would suppose. Yeah, a few skill areas I recommend for you to focus. Yeah, is software. Software and IT is enabling and also improving efficiency and intelligence in many systems. There is no system right now without the software involved in it. Yeah, where the next level intelligence and improvement is happening with the software. So you need to know. You should be very familiar with the software. At least you should not be averse to software in the first place. And as much as you know about the software integration and systems is very much going to be a plus for you, because going forward, there is not going to be a system where it's going to be a separate area. You need to be knowing. If you don't know initially, then you're coming into a company, you will be learning it. But if you can know that as much as possible right now itself is very good. At least be open to it is what I would say. Wherever it is, the data is involved, there is a communication protocol. We don't make intelligent systems without all these things, right? Now every system is intelligent. Whatever is already produced is there, and the next level of innovation comes only with the software innovation, and how you could put control systems, how fast the electronic circuitry can be, how reliable it can be. Yeah, how you can build redundancy into it so that There are all these software, communication protocols, which you can go through these protocols also, where the reliability and redundancy is also inbuilt. Okay, I will come to that. The speed of the data transfer and also the data security, depending on the data, and how it should be, it should not be prone to hacking and all, right? So all that is involved. So as much as possible you should know. If you don't have time for that, at least be aware of it, and really you should be open to all these things which is happening. You can't hide yourself to say, yeah, I know this, I don't even want to look at it. That is not an option. Yeah, and know about databases, data handling, and also data analytics. Data analytics, yeah, all these things I am telling in the same manner. Wherever possible, at least the basics and how it works together. Whichever is interesting and where it is possible, you will know little more on that. Okay. Data analytics also is happening in a big way. You guys know, and this natural language processing has gone to heights. The language problem cannot be there anymore across the world. That's what they're saying. Even in this kind of meeting, I talk in one language, and you can choose to listen in the language of your choice. That will be a possibility very soon. Yeah, and this voice command interfaces for the machines and the things will be a bigger change going forward. Yeah, right now we have all sort of touch screen interfaces is what is the latest, right? This will slowly and it will move to voice control interfaces. Yeah, well, once this natural language processing is improving and also this is becoming more reliable, then this will happen, is what the trend says. Okay, this is just for your awareness. So yeah, so I think this we saw already. And then in the automotive area, if you ask me what is the software used, it is the embedded C. At the core of the automotive software, embedded C is used. And for developing that, we will need a lot of software and all, right? If you're talking about thousands of people working in R&D with again thousands of variants are there. For each of the OEM, we have so many variants. For each of that, we'll have to have a separate software update happening, right? Not just the update. For each of that requirements has to be more requirements has to be got, and then the design will happen and the coding will happen and such things. So there is a huge number of versions of software need to be maintained. Also part of the research and development, this has to happen, right? For that, there are various technologies which is helping to do that. We will have some massive configuration systems which clearly keeps each of the software variants separately, and we'll have to give control access only to the people who are working on it, different levels of control. So for all such things, different software applications are required, and there are people required to maintain it also. For there also we will need some changes, right? Somebody will ask, okay, this is not possible now. If you are making this ability to merge these two software much easier, that will come as a requirement. Yeah, so in the application software side also, there will be a lot of changes happening to help make this research and development happen better. So this is how it happens. And communication protocols, you can little bit know about the communication protocols in automotive. It is LIN, CAN, FluxRay, and MOST. We use this is at the increasing level of speed, and there are a few other features which are different. Yeah, some are more secure and reliable than. So, for example, CAN is more secure and reliable than LIN, and it's also faster. And of course, it is also costlier. Yeah, it will also have all two copper wires has to go here and there. Yeah. So, for example, everything is cost. When you design something and when you want to produce it in thousands, every every small length of extra wire will mean, you know, will mean a wrong design. In the sense, it's not an efficient design. It will first of all, it will add to the cost, and also how compactly you could, get the wires going here and there, right? And then also cost, and this and the design of how compact it can become, and also the speed can vary. Yeah, some of these communication protocols, it also has a limitation on the total length of the network. Yeah, only the some things, this has a limit on what is can be the total length of the network. Such things are also there. Beyond that, it's not recommended, so you'll have to go for a different technology. So try to know of all these things. This is MOST is even it's on the optical fiber, and it is more for the so for the entertainment content. The entertainment content usually comes in huge volumes, right? For that, there's a dedicated network of optical fiber within the car. Of course, it might be in the high-end cars where you're trying to give rear seat entertainment. So such cases. So these are the different protocols you can also have a look at. And basically, I would, as a summary, I would say the basics is first try to have a, wherever possible, try to have a big picture on how these things, different subsystems work together, and things like that. And as much overview you can gain is good, actually. Yeah. And also you try to know the key things in each, because it's not possible to know everything in and out, right? So you should at least know what is the key differentiator, what is the highlight, and what is the critical speciality of each of the network. All such things, if you're able to grab it, will be interesting and also easier. Okay. So this is what I want to tell here. Any questions here? Anything you want to ask? Another 5 minutes we can complete. There is one slide and that's all. Yeah, that is even a lightweight slide. It's not this much also. Hello?
No questions, sir. We can continue.
No questions?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now there is this debate always called specialist versus generalist, right? So yeah, if you take different personalities and all that, some generalists have made it very big. Okay, if you take Bill Gates or somebody like that, I don't think he was a specialist in anything. He was a generalist. Many such big people who made it very big or generalist. Okay, so that does not make us not to become specialist in anything, because they are all exceptions. We should be very careful in taking inspiration. What is a typical example and what is the exception? We should be very clear about it. Okay, you can talk about an exceptional thing who has done something out of the way, interesting. It might be interesting to us, but is it a right candidate for us to take as a role model? No, right? We'll have to look at typical examples. Whenever we take inspiration as a people, or also where for the applications also, the outliers and the main zone of where the actual application is important to know in good clarity. So this I just wanted to tell you. And of course, this T-shaped engineer, I think many of you know. T-shaped engineer means you should be a specialist and have a thorough knowledge at least in one area. That's what this a vertical line of T means. And then have an overview of other areas. Okay, that's what you should become after a while. At least if not now, this is where as you groom as a professional, this is where you need to get. Okay, you can go at different speeds, or at somebody getting into a specialized area, then they may not have the time and the priority for the horizontal overview currently. So take it at your pace, but be aware that this is what is the major, the majority requirement is this: you should become a T-shaped engineer some point or other. Only exception can be when somebody is going deep into some area. Yeah, that can be an exception, right? He's already going to the depth of it, so probably that is not the time somebody is going to ask, okay, what do you know about the other things? He's going to be getting credit and the job and all those things for that itself. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to leave you with. Any other questions? This is the end of our session currently.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, when people are talking about mechatronics and automation, there is either less or no topics related to thermal management and like that. Why? And is there any reason like mechatronics engineer have less scope in that?
Thermal management.
Yeah,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. Can you come with some example?
Yes, sir. In automation, in industrial automation, it can the thermal management can definitely increase the efficiency of a system and like that, sir. So when people are talking about automation, they only go with sensor and actuators, and they will not speak about their thermal behavior. So why they are not talking about uh, topics to us?
No.
Do we have?
No. See
Sir,
that. Yeah.
is the industry have less scope in that?
Thermal management. Okay, thermal management. It's based on the application. You could talk about the. Even if you see the car, there is a lot of areas where you need to manage the temperature. Even if you see the basic dashboard, there is always going to be an indicator on the engine temperature. Yeah. Usually, when a well-maintained car, it's going to be regularly maintained car. It's going to be in order. But that's a very critical factor. That's why it is. Forming, taking a space in the basic dashboard. It's one of the basic things that will be there, and even in the simplest car. Okay, so it depends on the application. In general, if you wanted to concentrate on thermal management, that will be like it's then you're talking about a different specialization altogether. Yeah, so that's where I see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So maybe if you're talking about thermal management, I would maybe you can, if you're very much interested in that, maybe you should look for the PG or something. You could go in that area. Yeah. So that's what I would say. But additionally, you can do something in that. But that is not the basic thing in an automation. It's not like every automation is going to need some thermal management. Yeah. Most of the automation
Yes,
may
sir.
not need thermal management. So some of these,
Yes, sir.
yeah, some of these
Is that mean automation requires less scope in that?
less scope. See, when it comes to the scope, what drives is it? See, even currently, if you take the mechanical area, there was a time, 1.5 years back, I was involved in retraining and redeploying some of the mechanical engineers. They were specialists. They were like 10, 12 years of experience in manufacturing plant. We have about 18 manufacturing plants in India. They were experts in the assembly line design. Yeah, they are one of the elite people in the entire plant. The engineering crowd. When you have to go into the plant, it is always this engineers who make the manufacturing and support group. I mean the managing and support group, and there's going to be the blue collar associates and different labor category will be there. If you see in that entire this manufacturing area in the managing side, these were the most elite people. But there was a situation now they don't need so many of them, because what happens is you design something, you document something, and when the process is defined so well, the knowledge is getting built over a period of time. then the next time why I want to do it's little easier. Earlier we needed like 5-10 people to design the assembly line. Now maybe 1 or 2 will be enough because we know exactly what it is and we have a clear documentation and the how to we have a very clear plan of how to go about things. So such people are required to now. We were actually teaching them this embedded C and giving the overview of different subsystem of a car, all these safety subsystems about the ECUs. You heard of ECUs, right? Engine control units. It's a central control unit which controls all these software things. Every subsystem of things and how this software is involved. All that training overview was given, and we were trying to redeploy there. So from that perspective, I would say this thermal engineering and all. If it is a new application, you need more people. If it has been there for a long time, if you talk about thermal engineering, I actually grew up in Neyveli. Okay, my dad worked in NLC, which had a thermal power station. Now also it has thermal power station and this lignite mines, and there were also other. There were also it involves fractional distillation of petroleum products, right? From that also many other products were created. That was a separate unit was there. There, in such kind of industrial applications, thermal management will be a big thing. Of course, boilers are there. There are so many industries which cannot go without a boiler. There is this basic, they say this process steam, right? Most of the industries, they will be producing some sort of steam or something to run the entire thing. So that will involve a boiler. So that's full of thermal application only. But what happens is all these things are pretty established, and will it need more amount of new talent? And is there more opportunities there? I would think it is less. Maybe that is why they are not talking about. Where there is more opportunity, that's what is talked about. And of course, the other areas, it will fulfill itself. It doesn't mean it is not there. That's why maybe you don't hear more of it. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, for somebody who aspires to become an entrepreneur, what do you think is like more important? Is it a specialist or a generalist? What is more likely to make him successful?
Okay. Entrepreneur. Okay. Entrepreneur, I think it is. See, if one cannot be both, you should at least be accompanied by a trusted person who is the other. Okay. So if somebody is a specialist, he is coming up with a good idea of making a nice electric vehicle or a three-wheeler, something like that. He's probably a specialist. He's probably a technical guy. He is having the sound knowledge of how things has to be done, and he's very confident about it. But when you want to become an entrepreneur, it's about going to the market and how you are going to market it. First of all, it's a market study. Will people buy this? All that is involved. That management stuff or really knowing the market. Having a very good product is one thing, and knowing whether the market is ready for this product and will this thing sell is another thing. So yeah, if one cannot be both, it has to be accompanied by another who is the other. Yeah, if he's a full specialist, he has to be supported by somebody who is a generalist, yeah, who is a trusted partner. Yeah, then they together can do that. Yeah, that's what I would see. Immediately for an entrepreneur becoming T-shaped and all, I don't see that. Yeah, those people don't become entrepreneurs. Usually the generalists are making successful entrepreneurs, what I would think. Yeah, from in general, what I have seen it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Yeah, if you can also look for Kunal Shah. Okay, in the thing you can take down this Kunal Shah. He has made some few videos. Okay, he's talking about what is the crux of succeeding in entrepreneurship. He's quite a well followed, personality in this area. You can look for Kunal Shah. Okay.
Okay, sir, sure, sir.
There's a couple of videos if you watch of his, I think you will get the answer. Yeah, so thanks and all the best. And this is my LinkedIn, this thing. You can also connect there. I can answer, guide towards any other questions you have. Yeah.
Friends, if you have any questions, any further questions?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, myself Palani Kumar from third year of mechatronics, sir.
Yes, Palani
So,
Kumar.
sir, my question is, now we are having a course called control system in our current semester, sir. So we are learning about PID controller and control system designing. So what my question is, so yesterday when we are doing our lab, I had a doubt, sir, because when we are finding the PID value, but given that we have already decided the system's transfer function, but what my doubt is, what if the system's behavior changes the next day, because the system would be same in the next day like the previous day, right? So so what is there any other type of controller instead of PID, so that can artificially it can on its own it can find the system behavior and can tune its own PID values and keep the system up to date, sir. Is there any alternate system possible?
Okay, it will always be there, I think, but for a study purpose, you're doing currently, I suppose. Okay, right? Or you're looking for some particular application you're trying to design this control system? It's just study purpose, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. For study purpose, sir.
Study purpose. The answer would be it's too technical for me to answer. I am not an expert in control systems. Your learned staff, your learned lecturers will be able to answer definitely, I'm sure. But from the general perspective, of course, there will be more sophisticated control system applications when it comes to real world products. That I am sure of. Okay. From your study purpose, you could ask this question to your professor. Yeah.
Sir, what industries what they be using, sir?
I don't know so much technical. Okay. I don't know that much in particular. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I am basically I was from the computer science, and then as a manager I came in, and I tried to have some overview and also support in this soft skills and many management aspects. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other questions? Or we can conclude here.
Shall we conclude, sir? There is one question.
Okay, thank you very much. Hope you have got something or other in this session.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have some.
Okay, good.
Shivani, you can proceed.
Thank you for the wonderful speech, sir. It was very knowledgeable and very useful, sir. Thank you for answering all the questions patiently, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Achievers never expose themselves, but their achievements expose them. The Department of Mechatronics Engineering has several plans and activities to be conducted in the academic year 2021 to 2022. I would like to invite our General Secretary, Ms. Jayashakti, to list out the activities.
I thank Vikram for inviting me. First, I would like to introduce our Mechatronics Association Office Bearers. Jayashakti R as General Secretary, Vishal RB as General Secretary, Shivani Priya R as General Treasurer, Yoga Prakash A as General Treasurer, Pavadarni ST as Joint Secretary, Adit Sanjay BK as Joint Secretary, Preetham Meenakshi L as Joint Treasurer, Vishal Karthik B as Joint Treasurer, and I would also like to introduce our Mechatronics Association members, including all the students and faculty members. We have planned to conduct many activities for our students, and I wish to list those events here. The events are Innovative, Play with PLC, Be Bad, Do Cat, Electric Vehicle Design Challenge, Circuit Tricks, Coding, Mission Interview, Flash, Mr. and Miss Mechatronics, Vlog, Smile with Picasso, Capture the Moment, IPL auction, treasurer. We count on your continued involvement and participation to make these events success. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Jai Shakti. Winning means you are willing to go longer, work harder, and give more than anyone else. Due to the pandemic, last year's valedictory ceremony has not been conducted, and the prize winners of those events are announced now in this inaugural meeting. I would like to call upon Preeta Meenakshi and Raja Shiba to announce the prize winners for the Mechatronics Department Association events conducted during the academic year 2020 to 2021.
Hello everyone. I take immense pleasure in announcing the winners for the year 2020 to 2021. In the e-bicycle design challenge, Ishwara Prasad M bags the first prize, Vishwanath R bags the second prize. In Build Your PC contest, Rakesh Kumar V bags the first prize, Reshma KK and Jayashakti R stand second. Shankar Narayan S, Rishikesh N stand third. In the Play with the Mind contest, Vishal Karthik B and Vikram CP win the first prize, Shivani Priya R and Reshma KK win the second prize, Bavadarni SD, Rubini Devi LR and Niranjan Raj CS and Om Prakash R win the third prize. In Play with PLC contest, Jayasakti R wins the first prize and Anand ON wins the second prize. In Coding Quiz contest, Vishal Karthik B and Preeta Meenakshi L win the first prize, Reshma KK and Jayasakti R win the second prize, Sridhar J, Dhanasekaran V bag the third prize. In the Circuitrix event, Vishal Karthik B wins the first prize and Tilakar KR wins the second prize, Swati Lakshmi PRK wins the third prize. In the group discussion event, Gomati Shankar SM wins the first prize, Bujita C wins the second prize, and Preeta Meenakshi L wins the third prize. Now over to Rajesh Shiva.
The next event is Connection. The first position holders are Shanmugam R, Shriram S, Sridhar J. The second position holders are Palnikumar S, Senthil Kumar S, Shajid Ahmed S. The third position holders are Jayashakti R, Shivani Priya R, and Bujita C. The next event is Drawing. The top three places are secured by Niranjan Raj CS, Reshma KK, and Rajashiba R. Next event is IPL Auction. The first position holders are Bharat Balaji E, Gautam S, Rahul K, Tilahar KR. The second position holders are Annamalai RM, Tamil Eniyan Nagendran, Vibin K, Bharatishwaran TS. The third position holders are Yoga Prakash A, Dinesh Kumar EL, Vikram CP, and Niranjan Raj CS. Next event is Art from Waste. The first place is won by Swati Lakshmi PRK and Shamita G. The second place is won by Anjana TS and Bavadarani SD. The third place is won by Subbaya AN. Next event is Singers. The first position holders are Bavadarani SD and Bhuvana Shri N. The second place holders are Swati Lakshmi PRK and Vishwa Bhaskar V. The third place is won by Aishwarya SS and special prize is won by Anand ON. And the final event is Photography. The top three places are secured by Vishal Karthik B, Shanmugam R, and Niranjan Raj CS. We congratulate and appreciate the position holders. Winners are requested to collect their certificate and prizes from our General Secretary, Jayashakti R. Once again, a very big round of applause to all winners as well as the participants.
Thank you, Preeta Meenakshi and Raja Shiba, for listing out the winners list. Last but not the least, to deliver the vote of thanks, now I invite our General Treasurer, Mr. Yoga Prakash.
The best and beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt by heart. Thank you is one such prayer. I, Yoga Prakash, regard this as an honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have witnessed this as a memorable and successful event. On behalf of Mechatronics Engineering Association, I would like to thank our chief guest, Mr. Bhupati Jayaraman, for taking his precious time out and consenting to be the chief guest. Thank you, sir. I thank the management and respected chairman, sir, who provided us this opportunity. I would like to thank our beloved principal and also our head of the department, Dr. M. Raja, who graced us with his presence and guidance. Thank you, sir, for being with us. I extend my sincere thanks to all the faculties for making us feel happy with their presence and at this function. An event of this dimension cannot happen overnight. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated students committee and volunteers. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zone. Once again, I thank everyone for making this program successful.
Thank you, Yoga Prakash. I'm just closing this event with the Thirukural. எண்ணிய எண்ணியாங்கு எய்து எண்ணியார் திண்ணியர் ஆகப்பெறின் என்ற குறளின் வழி ஒன்றை செய்ய எண்ணியவர் அதை செய்து முடிப்பதற்கு ஏற்ற மன உறுதிய உடையவராக இருந்தால் அடைய நினைத்தவற்றை எல்லாம் அவர் எண்ணியபடியே அடைவார். He who has health has hope and he who has hope has everything. So take care of yourself. Stay safe. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thank you all. Thank you, Principal, sir.
Thank you, sir.